the horror stories recently in the news about everything going on with the airlines, but we thought we'd put together a little recap of the whole thing. Check this tape out. We've all seen the headlines. Flights delayed, passengers stranded, people trapped on planes for hours with no food, no water, and no toilets. Some airlines have shelled out millions of dollars to compensate angry passengers who've had enough. After grounding passengers for over 11 hours at New York's JFK Airport and canceling over 1,000 flights, airline carrier JetBlue introduced a passenger's Bill of Rights to help better serve their customers. But a Bill of Rights for one airline, it's just not enough. Frustrated air traveler Kate Hanni is pushing Congress for a passenger's Bill of Rights to protect everyone who flies and to improve customer service standards throughout the airline industry. Kate the Great is here, as I call her. Please welcome Kate Hanni. Kate is looking out for us. She started up this coalition. It's going out there and fighting for all of us to have uniform rights. And the reason you're doing this is, one could guess, but you want to tell us about your biggest airline horror?
My family, my husband and I and my 22-year-old son and my 11-year-old son took a trip on December 29th and went from San Francisco to Dallas and, or should have landed in Dallas, went to Austin, sat on the tarmac for 9.5 hours in an airplane parking lot, not being given a gate, with overflowing toilets, no food, no good drinks, being promised over and over that we would get what we needed and not being given that. And our pilot then saying against orders he was going to pull into a gate and maybe losing his job after 9.5 hours.
Can you believe that? I mean, is there any limit to how long you can be kept literally hostage on a plane?
People might be surprised to find there's no limit. All airlines in the United States can hold you indefinitely once the door to the airplane is shut.
It is criminal that that isn't criminal to me.
You're right. It's not criminal. It is criminal that it's not criminal, and we're trying to make it a criminal event.
And it just doesn't make sense. You watch planes coming and going. You watch people pulling up to the gates and leaving. Why isn't everybody sharing and rotating these gates? And, you know, 8, 9 hours in, you got to figure there is no excuse for that.
I've got 1,000 emails, at least, from flight attendants that are saying, you know, please do something to cause a change in the way the system works, because we're tired of being trapped in the planes with you guys.
And they're often the center of the anger when people do lash out.
Yes.
These people become literally physically victims.
Yeah, they're at the brunt of our anger, and they're trying to keep us calm, and they're doing the best they can, and they are the ones that constantly are having to be the moderating resource for us, and they don't know what to do. They're not trained to deal with that kind of situation.
I mean, what can we do? How do we help get this coalition thing off the ground? What is we as travelers and consumers? I mean, is it about an email campaign? Is it about calling your congressman?
Yes, calling your congressman, writing your congressman. We have a website, flyersrights.com, that people can go to, and I will personally take your phone calls. I have 13,800 people who have written me emails. I've read every single one since January 19th, since we started our blog spot. And
we're all frustrated. Do something about it. Come to our website. We'll get you to her website. Call your Congress people. I mean, this is happening right now is the time to do something about this.
Everyone has a voice.
Everyone all of us. And I mean, this is about what change is about. It's about what America's about. You know, this is how you make it happen.
Yes.
You know, right after this, we got to take a quick break. We're going to keep chatting here, and after this, we're going to find out that sometimes the horror stories happen before you ever even step on the plane. I call her Kate the Great because she is bringing this bill in front of Congress to get a passenger's Bill of Rights.
Yes.
And I want you to bullet point for people what's in this Bill of Rights, what it's going to mean to us as travelers and consumers.
Yes. Well, the primary thing is that we wanted to have a procedure in place for people to be able to get off a plane after 3 hours being stuck on the tarmac.
So, bullet point number 1, 3
hours.
You got to let us go.
Got to let us off.
Okay.
In the event, yes. In the event of an act of God and they can't take the plane to a gate, they have to come to the plane and they have to service the plane, bring food, bring hydration, clean the toilets out, empty the toilets, bring medical supplies for any diabetics that maybe don't have their people that need medical assistance. If there's a paraplegic or somebody.
Prisoners in jail get medical assistance.
That's right, more than we got.
Prisoners on a plane don't.
The dogs got to be walked on the tarmac during our event. So, you know, the people didn't. And then if you really don't want to be separated from your bags for 57 hours like we were, we've asked for 24 hours, and that is in the written legislation that's been proposed. 24 hours, your bag should be returned to you. You should be compensated 100% for whatever you have to replace, up to $3,000, and that should adequately cover people.
These all sound like reasonable things. What happens when we hit the wall until this Bill of Rights goes through, which it will, but until that time, when we hit the wall, we're literally going south.
Well, we've hit the wall, and actually a report came out yesterday saying it's going to get worse. They're saying flight delays are going to get worse. Everything's going to get worse for people. The only thing we can do is call our congressman. Call us. Write letters to us. Put it in a Word document. Tell us your stories. Tell your congressmen and your senators your stories. Write to the Department of Transportation. They're the ones that store the statistics. No one knows to write to the Department of Transportation, and that's something we didn't know either. It's very important.
So arm yourself with information.
Arm yourself. I didn't know anything before this either. Get involved.
And if you are stuck on there,
don't be afraid.
Do you have any tips, you know, when you are in that situation for just dealing with it?
Yes.
Staying calm?
Yes. Breathe deeply. Realize that the pilot and the flight attendants are not your enemies. They're doing the best that they can.
They're hostages too.
They're hostages too to the management of the airlines who are telling them to keep the planes on the tarmac. It's not their decision. Breathe deeply. Eat a good meal before you get on the plane.
That's a big heads up right there.
Get hydrated. Make a wrap.
Yeah, exactly. Make a wrap. Thanks for the free plug there, Kate. Get involved, guys. Get involved. Up next, we're going to be talking organic and free range and what it all means and how to decipher our labels. That's coming up next. Thank you.